Hello everyone, it is Evan from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, September 23rd, here with a market recap video. We are first going to analyze the current state of the market. We're going to look at some other markets, individual names, and actually no trade ideas today, sadly. I just haven't had a chance to go through any of my scans, so perhaps later tonight I'll get some out on the stream, but there will be none in this video. Now, before we do get started, I want to remind everyone that tonight is the webinar that I'm hosting at 7:30 Eastern. Head to thetraderisk.com/webinar. Drop your email here if you want to attend. If you can't make it tonight, I will send you a copy of the webinar. Just make sure you sign up at this point right here, traderisk.com/webinar, or click that top right link. Should be about an hour long. I'm going to go through basically how I approach the market, look at a few different topics, do some Q&A. So hope to see some of you there tonight. Now, getting into the markets today, a pretty sleepy session overall. There was definitely some volatility, but you know, if you're just looking at kind of the open and close price, nothing has changed technically. We closed just red 16 basis points on the day, so basically a flat day, and it basically mimicked yesterday's price action. The regular session trading basically just overlapped with yesterday's session, so nothing really changed. We're trapped in this larger range, basically between 191 and 199, 200. That's sort of the playground that we're in right now, and we do have some shorter term levels of interest, which is basically the highs of today and the lows of today, because now that we've had 2 days basically chopping around in the same range from 192, you know, under 193, so 192.50 to 193, this support area right in here where buyers did step in both today and yesterday and did drive us higher, you know, and we didn't close on the lows of the day, so there is some interest down here. And the highs from today above basically 194.50, those are that's holding as resistance, and that is basically an area where there was a bunch of overhead supply traded, particularly these few sessions in here, which held as support. So basically below 190, you know, the market needs to get back above 195 to start getting more constructive on the upside. I spit out a lot of levels there, so hopefully I didn't confuse any of you guys, but just to summarize, we're basically just range bound. That's basically what we're seeing right now in the markets. Nothing changed today. I think the longer we stay below 195, the bottom end of this range, the more pessimistic, the more bearish I sort of look at this. I definitely would like to see the bulls get up and going, try and fill this gap and start making an attempt at the highs here again to get me more constructive on the market. Otherwise, I'm definitely just in the neutral camp for sure. Now, if we look at some other markets, the IWM, similar situation, closed a little more pessimistic today, but it did manage to hold the lows from yesterday. It looks like we're a little more on an edge here, and it looks like we're susceptible of lower prices, so we got to be careful here. I think the lows from today, 113, which are very close by, is definitely the next level of interest. On the upside, you got about that 115 area, and the Qs today managed to close positive, so a little bit of outperformance here. Still have a little bit of a gap. The gap got closed, so not too much to speak of above here, but really we want to see price get back above this 105 level and then eventually retest and take out 106. So the Qs here hanging a little more positive based on today's action, but still in a very interesting space nonetheless. So I think it's up for the taking here. I think the bears definitely do have the advantage here. Again, if we look at the SPX, for example, I think this cleanly shows the action because we did have an we had dividend action and a few things to alter the charts there in the ETF. So if we go back to the SPY and go back to the cash market, that's what you're looking at here. And I think essentially after snapping this trend line, getting back below this 1950 area where there's been a bulk of supply being traded here, I think that kind of sets the tone and puts the edge in the bears camp as long as we are below that level. So that's sort of how I'm looking at it. If we look at some other markets today, TLT, a little bit of a range today, but when everything's said and done, closed flat on the day. So again, we still really want to see this get back above 123 to be really constructive on TLT. Otherwise, we're still pretty neutral on it. Moving averages are below price, trying to curl up, trying to support price. Buyers, bulls are trying to get some momentum on their side. So let's see if they can continue, and hopefully we'll see some more upside action there to give us a signal to perhaps get long. If we look at some other markets, USO, It's a bad day for oil. I'm still in this trade, down 3% on the day, bearish engulfing bar. So we engulfed yesterday's action and we closed on the lows. So it's absolutely not something you want to see, but I am still hanging out on this. I'm giving this a little more room. The reason simply because we still have we've still struggled to put in a continuation day lower. Anytime we get around 1430 or so, we find this magic bid and price seems to levitate up here above $14. So let's see if that changes tomorrow. Tomorrow could be the day where we get stopped out of this trade. I've been in it for a couple of weeks, but for now, I'm willing to continue with it. Weekly chart, this is what we're still looking at here. You can see it looks like we're kind of flagging here at the highs potentially. I know it's not textbook, but let's see what happens with USO. It's something I'm involved in on the long side. UNG is another one I'm involved in on the short side today, and you can see this one's still just hanging out here. Couldn't take out the highs, even though it did try today to take out the highs of the prior 2 days. Still have this gap down lower in control, which is below the previous band of support right here. So this is something I love to see because I am short it. I like to see us staying low down here, even though we aren't, you know, waterfalling lower. We're still just sort of moving sideways here lethargically. So I like that. Let's see if we can see a breakdown tomorrow. That's what I would like to see for my short position. Otherwise, let's see how this one progresses. Gold, we'll get into the metals here. Up a little bit today, still pretty messy. Again, we're back above this pivot. We've made a higher low. Now let's see if we can get back up, take out resistance, perhaps make a higher high. That would be something new for gold that it hasn't done in a long time. So let's see if we get that out of gold. Silver, not as constructive today, but still just very cleanly in a messy range, if that makes sense. So you get clear support and resistance defined here, but still just kind of hanging out, not really ready for a trade just yet. If we look at some individual names, if we look at some leading sectors first, I can tell you the lagging sector for sure was the materials. This one really got hit hard today, back basically now, getting close to the lows here from a few weeks ago. Definitely the laggards today. Technology was pretty strong for an outperformer, closed positive on the day. Even the rate sensitive sectors, IYR, the real estate sector, closed nice and strong today. Well, relative to the rest. XLU, again, this one was up today, positive on the day. So a little bit of outperformance in those few sectors there. Now, if we look at some individual names, I'm going to run through a list here. Apple closed nice on the day, trying to break through this band of sort of interest. This was holding as resistance way back when, held in on some of this chop here earlier in August. So let's see if we can get back above 115. It's starting to shape up, but still a pretty messy chart overall on Apple, but nice outperformance today. Google, this one closed flat on the day, couldn't quite hold the gains that it was trying to run on earlier in the day. So this one's still pretty messy too. It's in a wide range. Let's just give this one some more time to see what it wants to do. Netflix, this one is hanging above support, recent support here right around $94, $95. Moving at the fast moving averages are still above price, so this one still isn't that healthy right now. We just need to give this more time to digest, see what it really wants to do. Amazon, this one coming in a little bit today as well, but definitely pretty constructive as to where it is on the chart. It's above all the fast moving averages. It's been in an uptrend for quite some time, so Amazon doesn't look very actionable right here, but definitely something to keep on watch as one of the more constructive names out there. So, same thing with Facebook. This one actually closed up 1% today. I think you get some pretty clear resistance right here above $95. It failed here just a couple of days ago. I think if you can get back above this band here, I think you can make a nice run to new all-time highs there. So keep an eye on Facebook. Go to Twitter. This one pretty flat on the day, just hanging out here in this range. Hasn't wanted to break down just yet, but you can see it is pretty much on this price ledge here. So I think it is pretty important to hold this recent, basically mid 26s or so. You don't want to see it roll back over and start heading back down to retest the lows here, because the trend on the larger time frame is still down in Twitter. So you got to be careful of that one right there. Just sandwiched. I'm looking at this for a potential long trade if we can get back above this price action up here, these recent highs around 28 1/4, but we'll have to see what happens with that one. We'll go to GoPro next. Gave off a little bit today, had a nice Nice bullish reversal yesterday, traded all the way down to $30.50, I believe, or thereabouts in the early morning yesterday, and then had a nice strong reversal, closed on the highs up 3% yesterday, which is pretty impressive given the action. And it does come at a level of interest, which was the prior swing low here, right around $31.50. So maybe we get some type of double bottom. The action is still just very much damaged here. Moving averages still racing lower, so it's very beaten up. Maybe it's still oversold and worth a bounce to the upside, but definitely gave a little bit back today, but still managed to hold on the top half of yesterday's bar. So let's see if buyers can continue to support these lows down here below 31.50. Then we'll finally look at Alibaba, and this one is breaking these recent lows. I thought we would have something in the works of a short-term bottom being put in after seeing a lot of these wide range expansion bars, but today not showing signs of that, because it is closing at new all-time lows here, which is definitely concerning for this name. Fast moving averages all still racing lower, so that one looks problematic. And then finally we'll just look at Tesla real quick, and this one still doing its thing. It's still grinding. It's above the fast moving averages. It's got all-time high resistance up here right around 280 or so. So that's pretty much the overhead level that Tesla needs to take out to get a lot more interesting. And that is all I have for today for names. So again, if you're interested, tonight webinar at 7:30 Eastern, traderisk.com/webinar. Hope to see you guys there, and thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.